ka interrogation tak sini Kaba ni la yo hi katukat ni ya kajing sisa ban kini ki sanmut bengi la res stang kajing tokel kila phalat Kaba kidon keti ya kani takam Kaba la Pynïap yo raja Raghuvanshi Mangtai Hawai Sawdong kila pharu ba ya kani kila sala nadu na Madhya Pradesh na Indore kadwe ski shwabanya tho kani kadi ka but jong u raj kushwaha ubadai u samla jong ka Sonam ban ulapha yala ki perlok jong Vikas Chauhan alias Vicky Anand Kurmi but Akash Rajput ti yiki ki perlo la pha na do khandai trek kila poi habati but kila sa hoi hotel but kila pe ya kanu ka jaka bikin la ban Pynïap yo raja ndrei ya kata kam urlong namba kibun kibrio ne ka jangai ka dan kita ka jaka bakam jangai ti hadin kata haba katip no ka Sonam baka kam urlong hago hati kalau ong yu kurim yang ini ligno station Shalong baca sora but kini ru kila wan boat lang ban kila ya poi sinong dia apa kila poi Shalong na Shalong shwa kila ya sim de kibai atli kibai kila yo semua kita atli kibai kini syukurim ru kila poi Shalong dia tak baik akami jong arpo artrek kini langut ru kisah aku ka homestay hang ke hanong dia bat kaladon ke jingmu ha tu kami jong arpo artrek pan Pynïap yo raja Andre kaladon ke jing ha kaba kim dan jaka ban break ecomek dia kala pulam na hangta bat kila e persyang no hakmat jongka hapdeng jongka molakyat bat ka wi Sawdong kat ba udang lek penje u raja Andre hakata kapor ru kikham yo alat ti kaba khadu kadi Hawi Sawdong kini laingut kila yorung shaw Hawi Sawdong Falls uraja pada ubalai itu yaki sathie ubalai long perlok sathie lengba ka Sonam kini kila laingut kila tip dupa ka plan jungki bat ka Sonam kala ong yu raja begini lech sor Shalong sora baca dauki por biki kendo yakini kila laingut hakata ka step kini ru ki amba ni ru in le shadoki te hangta uraja wa Sonam ki dan shadin te kumta uraja ule shanek shrum banjit iki te hadu kat tat hadu banda lap iki hau wi Sawdong pakungdat hangta hau wi Sawdong pakungdat le yang kai hanta but kita borok langut gila mat yu raja we hadin we ka Sonam kadan hanta hadin kata kini langut ki lara ikamet bala penting yu nakatuka barikit dan itu syati syariat di hangta ka Iksiar jongka kala ai no yaki bikin ra syathe bat kepisah dia unjuk kalanya hi maka kawai ke skuti bat hadu EV point ha EV point pada EV viewpoint ha EV viewpoint ya ka raincoat ka beat raincoat ka bayong ka bau phangu akash ula kawang no hang tu hajaka hi kamjangai na surok nathai kumbasan komita re nang tu padia kata gilasis panang ta kali chong no bu akash hakawi kasuti but u anan kunmi u yai lambat ki but u ri u anan kunmi u bu ya kata kaskuti ha sorarim nang ta kala phang no da kawi kabut kha blai uwi ne gitu but hakmat jongka dat mo phlang kala kem no da kawi taksi sheshulong banda shulong kala kem no da kawi ka turis sha lokra ISBT banda lokra ISBT ka shong ka bus hadu Siliguri na Siliguri kala shong ka kawi ka bus pada ki kawi ka bus hadu Patna na Patna shadu ara but ha ara kiyo da kawi ka train local train sha Lucknow na Lucknow ka kem kawi ka bus pada shadu sha Indore ha Indore ka koi ar khaka arpun ri trik brami but hadin bakla mi haki kubor ne haki social media haki news ba way ne ki guide nang thena nong riat ula ui kita ki laingut but hadin kita pelami kita ki laingut pelami keleng-keleng kubor kila deng jing setiang but kalami no nang ta takoi ka kali kala penpet uraj pan pet Siliguri but Siliguri pada kan pau berthai hang ta but kan ai kata kadau ba kala sabat bor ba kala yo pet nang ta te nrei ka khaju ka por hi ka pratrik ka meglai police team atli kini kinhon yo ka meglai police poisha the ba hadin ula shakem akash ayo khobor raj bala shakem haite ki priyo bami tho ba ki phong civil dress te uraj ula shu ongno yaka akajing panic du wang ba sulit no kanu no jaka ong ba pala sha rab abor bat ong ba kadun kam ji rab tangom ta ndre ka klem
ide ba kan ka skuti mo ka masimana silom isla mo sa isa na ay ka simwai
kini ki simwai na kiting road
pero akmina na kini nasaya
likely
Dasa ko si kami pwede ba kani sa apo ng raja kadai kumpahapot ano ba siya kasi kana
kadai hapdeng jong ka 8 baje to 8 khapra minute
minit namin
termit no paisi
ba ang mede ba ka kung ano kucing wan reke dai siya ni ka baro ti ayo ano ka daw gini gide
kani gajing reki kadai tang te Guwahati hendrei ha naba ka klam urlong ka kam ha Guwahati ki hap ka Sonam ka hapsna no ka plan shani
kung kita gini ka kepada si pajuan first day
ai mi kani te ki khna samlam ta ki kan no snam afsan snam ak pandai snam kila supai be Google kino ki tourist spots ai bandai kino i khamlong klaw ai
kila juda ini kamil records ini ki
ya bandai
aduh agak ti boleh kung ka communicate ke Sonam begini di way by guru
ka communicate lembau raj
through the phone
ka contact Yuraj contact kini lang
mo pa bukan ang blog mo normal call na
ya kita ingin dengan investigate ya kata as part of investigation ila bandai wal kuno ka communication pattern kalau maka ngalap nang ipi ba kadun ka communication maka ka communicate Yuraj communicate kini lang
kan upor bikisangi ampo suara rem te di pak na supi
supenyang tu sulit nak
Ya kadang sa menu ba ya kadang.
ha
Ya kadang tu ya kawat bro.
ya kawat ngatai kawat kumbang maki ngatai wei nak itu kas wei nak itu tempat petik na
Aku suka bersenyap yang gerak aku seperti
Ya?
Aku suka bersenyap. Yang tu serak saya sesuatu.
Oh.
Kadang ke blood stain.
Katu ke blood stain ni ke bara bit kendo ka steel pula dan kendo ni tu di ka Sonam hi kala ara itu kendo kala berat syariat ni
Lalu Pak try penyelam jenis itu.
em da dep hangi mentai ka deng ka interrogation ke ber kasir bening kong Lesi kani conversion ru kalaban kala no. Dia ya kani hadian gilap tikna ba kala long ha di so thu kani kadi ka jing shisha hi but kani kadi ka fact hi kani kata ni sale ka di construction dia mata hi ngadang itu ipi conversion mata si ba kalong kum ta hi de kila pla tang ka ta kawai kala pla walong ta
Kadang ka chance ba okay say police
pla dum ki case tu
Nama gobol mo tayo confuse mo ba? Let's say kinra ko sa namin jite.
em kani kadi ka case tu hi
Katay mo dek case.
ka kajia kajla ju hi
Kamar tanya ko please magala.
ki tu ki pulit jong ka jong tu ki jela ki la ban yarap ni henry ka jing toket kadi jung ni nauta ka nadu ka arrest nadu ka registration ru kadi jung ni and this is just the first year kumna
नहीं कर रहे करनी है
kani kanong gan available नहीं I cannot speak Hindi to save my of the questioning, and yet is much is to be ascertained from by gathering evidence and all that. So we have acquired evidence. What I want to tell you all today is the accused have all admitted to this offence. Sonam has admitted her complicity out here. This whole thing had happened, in fact, right from Indore. After, just before her marriage to Raja, it was hatched, and the mastermind of this is Raj. Sonam played along. Interrogation taksi hi, Kaba ngila yo hi katukatnya ya kajing sisha. But kini ki Ngut bengila arrest sedang kajing token kila palat Kaba kidon keti dia kani kakam Kaba la Pynïap yo Raja Raghuvanshi mangtai Hawai Sawdong kila plaru ba dia kani kila sala nadu na Madhya Pradesh na Indore kadwai ski shwabanya tho kani kadi ka but jong u Raj Kushwaha ubadai u samla jong ka Sonam ban ulapha yala ki perlok jong Vicky Vikash Chauhan alias Vicky Anand Kurmi but Akash Rajput ti yiki ki perlo la pha na do khandai trek kila poi habati but kila sa hoi hotel but kila pek ya kanu ka jaka bikin la ban Pynïap yo Raja Ndrai ya kata kham urlong namba kibun kibrio ne ka jangai ka dan kita ka kham jangai ti hadian kata kaba katip no ka Sonam baka kam urlong hago hati kalau ong yu kurim yang ini ada no station Shalong baca sora but kini ru kila wan boat lang ban kila ya poi Shalong dia poi kila poi Shalong na Shalong shwa kila ya shim de ki baik atli ki baik kila ya semua kita atli ki baik kini syukurim ru kila poi Shalong dia tak baik kami jong arpo artrek kini langut berkisah aku ka homestay hang ke hanong dia bat kaladon ke jingmu ha tu kami jong arpo artrek pan Pynïap yo Raja Andre kaladon ke jinge ha kaba kim dan jaka ban break atomek dia kala pulam na anta bat kila e persyang no Hakmat jongka hapedeng jongka molakyat bat ka Hawai Sawdong katba udang lek penje u Raja Rei hakata kapor ru ki kami alat. Ti Kaba khadu kadi hawi Sawdong. Kini Ngut kila yorung shaw hawi Sawdong Falls. Uraja pada ubala itu yaki sathie. Ubala long perlok sathie lengba ka Sonam. Kini kila Ngut kila tip dupa ka plan jungki. Bat ka Sonam kala ong yu raja begini lech sor shashlong shasora chadauki. Por biki kendo yakini gila Ngut hakata ka step. Kini ru ki ong ba ngiru in lech shadauki. Te hangta syuk begini ri lang shadauki. Ti kiyo lang. Ti hawi Sawdong. Kini Ngut kirum no syapo kapakindat. Kadba uraja wa Sonam ki dan Sien. Ti kumta uraja ulet sheneng shrum banjit iki. Ti hadu tat hadu banda lap iki hau wi Sawdong pakundat. Hangta hau wi Sawdong pakundat. Kile yang kai hangta. But kita baro Ngut gila mat yu raja wei hadin wei. Ka Sonam kadan hangta. Hadirin kata kini Ngut ki lara ikamet bala kenting yu nakatuka barikir dan itu syati syariat. Ti hangta ka ki ksiar jongka ki kala aino yaki bakin ra syati. Bat kapisa dia unjo. Kalanya hi maka kawai ke skuti. But hadu EV point. Ha EV point pada EV viewpoint. Hai EV viewpoint ya ka raincoat ka beat raincoat ka bayong. Ka bau phangu akash. Ula kawang no hang tu hajaka hi kamjangai na surok nathai kumbasan komitare nang tu. Padia kata gilasis. Banang ta kali chong no akash hakawi ka suti. But anan kunmi uyai lang berki bat udi anan kunmi ubu ya kata kaskuti ha sorarim. Nang ta kala phang no da kawi ka burkha belai uwi na gitu. But hakmat jongka lat mo phlang ka kem no da kawi taksi shashulong bana shulong kala kem no da kawi ka turis sha lokra ISBT bana lokra ISBT ka shong ka bus hadu Siliguri na Siliguri kala shong ka ka bus pada kio ka bus hadu Patna na Patna shadu ara but ha ara kio da ka train local train sha Lucknow na Lucknow ka kem ka bus pada shadu Indore ha Indore ka koi ar ka arpun ritrik brahmi but hadin bakla ni haki kubor ne haki social media haki news ba way ne ki guide nang thena nong riat ula ui kita ki Ngut but hading kita kelami ta ki Ngut kelami keleng-keleng kubor kila deng jing setieng but kalami no nang ta koi ka kali pula pentet uraj ban pet Siliguri but Siliguri pada kan pau berthai hang ta but kan ai kata kadaw ba kala sabat bor kala yo pet nang ta ti nrei ka kaju kapor hi ka pratrik ka Meglai police team atli kini kinhon yo ka Meglai police poisat he hadin ula syakem akash tayo kubor raj bala syakem hai te kipriyo bami tho baki phong civil dress ti uraj ula shuang no yaka akajing panik jo wang ba sulit no kanu no jaka ong ba pala sya arab abor bat ong bakadun kam ji arab tangom ta ndre ka khlem kani ka operation shati hakini ti atli ti jilla tangom ta
Kendo tu lekso syak kami tu. Jadi baru terus.
Patrick
Kita apa dia buat tadi ke skuti mon. Tong basimanya Sawdong. Isla mo sa exact na ay basimay.
kini ki shumwa na kiting road
Baru ini nak tadi na saya.
likely
Tersebut jika misalnya pwede bagi jing syak ni raja. Kadai kumpah apa kat lu baca. Biasa kalau
Kadi apa deng jong ka ar biji tu ar kapra minit
limit kan
jermit sampai sini.
Bang, dia orang mana bang kamu kan kalau kucing wan reke dah sini bicara baru kucing ayo. Kalau pada gini kita
Kadi kajing reki kadai tang te Guwahati. Hendrai ha nabak kaklam urtlong kakam ha Guwahati ki hap ka Sonam ka hapsna no kaplan shani.
kamu kita gini kita kepada sikit pajuan pasti.
Ami yakani te ki kena semalam tak ni kan no slam afsan slam ak pandai slam kila supaya bagi Google kino ki tourist spot saya bandai kino hamlong klaw
Kila juda ini criminal records gini ki.
ya benar.
Aduh agak ini kamu nak communicate ke sana begini ke way dulu.
Ka communicate lembau Raj
Through the phone.
ka kontak Raj kontak kini lagi.
Mau perbuatan yang blok lagi, mau normal call kan.
Ya kita ingin dia kata ingin dengan investigate. Ya kata as part of investigation ni lawan deval kuno ka communication pattern kalau maka ngalap nang ipi ba ka communication maka ka communicate Raj communicate kini lagi.
Kan upor bagi sangi ampo suara rem tu di park seperti.
Supenyang tu sulenga.
Ya kadal sa manu ba bro kadal.
Ha?
Ya kadal tu ya kawat bro.
Ya kawat ngatrai kawat kumbau maki ngatrai wei ni gitu. Kas wei ni gitu sempat petik na.
Itu cakap Pynïap yang ada anak saya ni.
Ya?
Itu cakap Pynïap. Lepas serak saya sesuatu.
Oh.
Kadang ke blood stain.
Katu ke blood stain ni ke bala bit kendo ka steel kala dan kendo ni tu dia ka Sonam hi kala ara itu kendo kala berat syariat ni.
lalu Pak try menyelam jenis itu.
Em da dep hangi mentai kadang ni ka interrogation ke kasir bening kong. Lesi kani ka version ru kala ban kala no. Dia ya kani hadir ni lap tikna ba kala long ha di la so tu kani ka di ka ji shisha hi but na kani ka di ka fact hi kani ka ta ni sale ka di construction dia mata hi ngadang itu ipi ka version mata sing ka kalong kum ta hi de kila pla tang ka ta ka wei kala pla walong ta
Kadang ke cara sebab ke saya polis.
am kani ka case chung ti bale kin tukla dum ki case chung
Rumah gubor muka kita confuse juga. Saya kira sana mesti.
em kani ka case chung
Kata yang ada kes.
ka kajia ka jela chung
Kamu tanya ke polis.
ki tu ki pulit jong ka jong tu ki jela ki la ban yarap ni Henry ka jing toket ka di chung ni nauta ka nadu ka arrest nadu ka registration ru ka di chung ni Pencaset bendiru hang ni.
Ada kedai available.
Kuna?
नहीं कर
Available?
kani kan ngan available. नहीं I cannot speak Hindi to save my and she was part of this plan. She was also a partner in this plan. The three people, very young people, I think 21 years and 19 years, they were friends among themselves, and one of them is a cousin of Raj. And it was not a kind of a contract killing which they planned. Yes, the plan was to kill, but they did a favor for their friend Raj. And actually, right from the month of February, in Dor, they had thought of ways where Sonam would disappear. And probably after disappearing, one instance was make her get washed by a river. Another instance was murder somebody, put her in her scooty, burn that person's body, claim that it is Sonam's. But all these things didn't fructify. And so when Raja and Sonam got married and they came for darshan to Kamakhya. So the other group also had come here. In fact, the three people had come much before, a few days before, the 19th, and they had plans actually to eliminate Raja somewhere in Guwahati. Since it didn't fructify there also, Sonam made the plan actually to come to Shillong and Sora, and that's how this thing panned out, whereby they met in Nongriat, and from Nongriat came out together, and on their way to Sawdong, Raja, while all of them were there inside the parking lot, uh, two of the assailants had, all three in fact, one by one, they had hacked him. And she was there, and the body was thrown. Thereafter, this happened about between 2 to 2:18. At about 2:18, they left that place. The raincoat which Sonam was wearing, she had given it to Akash, who had thrown his shirt, which had a blood spurt. In fact, one of the scooties was uh, driven by Sonam when they left by Sawdong. And when they reached AV point, Akash got down in AV point to throw the raincoat, which was given by Sonam because it was bloodstained. I think a few days back when we recovered, we were not very sure whether it was stained by blood or some other material. But now we have confirmed that yes, it is blood, and we'll be studying that for forensic. Thereafter, Akash took over the scooty, and Sonam became the pillion rider. Anand Kurmi drove the bike which Raja and Sonam had hired and left it in Sora Rim. From there on, just after Lat Moptam, we are trying to ascertain which place. She boarded a taxi, and Vicky, who's Vishal Chauhan, had given her a burqa which Raj had given it to her, had given to him. She wore this burqa, came to Police Bazaar, took his taxi down to Guwahati, and in Guwahati she went to Lokra ISBT. ISBT boarded a bus to Siliguri. Siliguri changed bus. She went to Patna. From Patna took a train from Patna she took, I think, a bus to Ara. From Ara, and from Ara she took a train to Lucknow. Lucknow she took a bus to Indore. And there was one day, I think I can't recall the date. There was one day where the local media here had actually interviewed the guide who had gone down, and the guide had mentioned there were three people, and it was on that day when these people came to know that three people had been identified or actually had been profiled, that Raj told Sonam that better leave Indore and come out somewhere in Siliguri and resurface there as a victim of abduction. But it just so happened that on the 8th, when Sonam was leaving from Indore, the two operational teams from here were in UP and Madhya Pradesh. And when the first arrest was made in UP, somehow Raj got this information that some people had abducted. He was not sure who abducted because the UP team were in civil dress. He came to know that that some abduction had taken place. Not too sure whether it was the police or some other people, but panicked. And when he panicked, he told Sonam, wherever you are, call up your family and say that you've just escaped from an abduction. And that's how this whole thing was, uh, it came to light.
Sir, what about this 20 lakh thing that is coming to light?
See, this is the first day of interrogation. These are all friends out here. Not much money actually had been handed over to them. Raj had given them about 50,000 for the expenditure out here. It has not come out as of now whether any big consideration was there. Considering Raj's financial background, he doesn't come from an affluent background. In fact, he comes from a very financially poor background. So this thing has not come, but we will see whether there is a financial angle, a property angle to this. As of now, at this juncture, it is very clear that it is a love angle which has happened. Raj is the mastermind. These are friends of his, and they wanted to get rid of him in various places. And I want to tell you also, in fact, they first, like I said, they wanted to get rid of him, eliminate him somewhere in Guwahati. It did not materialize. They wanted to eliminate him in Nongriat, but they didn't find a place to dispose the body. They wanted to do it between Maulakhyat and Sawdong also. When Raja went to actually attend nature's call, but that also didn't fructify. Finally, they did it in Sawdong.
तो सोनम इंदौर में कहाँ रुकी थी?
That I will not disclose because we still have a lot of investigation over it. Yeah. Next. See, I just said this is the first day, and all these other things we will. Perhaps you have to tell us how you've got that name, and then we will actually think. So these things, I'm telling you what we have in our preliminary investigation, our questioning today. This is the first day of interrogation. We've got 8 days, and we'll probably perhaps take more custody also if required. Regarding that, she had said, in not very clear words, though we would move into actually the whole murder of it, but she said that she was forced to marry, so she had just carried on, and that was the reason.
Sir, who has decided to Sonam को कुछ अफसोस है?
I have not personally interrogated her, but regarding we have gone straight away as to actually what has happened. Regarding remorseness, this is something internal. I will not be able to say.
Who decided first to kill Raja? Sonam or Raj?
Like I said, the mastermind is Raj. Sonam is a partner out here.
Was there any Reiki done, sir? Was there any Reiki done?
There was no Reiki done. Reiki was done only in one place in Guwahati because the party which had come, the 3 people had come earlier, 19, they came 19, so they had at least about 2 days. They had done the Reiki, which was not possible. But here it was done as per where they could get a chance.
When did they reach Shillong?
Which people?
These 3, when did they reach Shillong?
21st.
So very important question. Before the marriage or after the marriage? When they just made this plan?
This was what, 11 days, eh? About 11 days. 11 days before the marriage.
Before the marriage.
Before the marriage, yeah. 11 days before the marriage. This was 11 days before. 11 days. Yeah. Raj came up with the plan 11 days
Before the marriage.
दिन तक सोनम की मदद किस-किसने करी है लिखने में? सोनम की हेल्प 17 दिनों तक बांधने में किस-किसने मदद की, कहाँ मदद करी है कुछ?
नहीं, भी इन्वेस्टिगेट किया।
एक चीज है, 2 जून को
जब राजा की डेड बॉडी मिली जिस दिन, उस दिन सोनम कहाँ था? इंडोर क्या था?
इंडोर। Yes.
Yes. Did you initiate the market?
No, we didn't think the worst because that is a very peaceful place. It's never happened to any tourists, and we have trekkers who are lost. Of course, we had one just before that unfortunate incident where a trekker got lost and died. So murder was actually not in our minds first because that place is very tourist friendly. People are very helpful. The locals live on tourism out there. They mean the stakeholders are all tourist friendly. So that was not an our thought first. But when we found the body, that's when I had a press briefing that it was a homicide case. A lot of, like I said, a lot of things where the team was put together. We had pieced a lot of evidence, a lot of data, a lot of information, a lot of witnesses, a lot of people who would describe profiling, a lot of things and all that went into actually piecing all this evidence and getting something credible which would lead to these cases. No, 8 days is just for remand. We have 90 days to file our charge sheet. But I'm sure much before that we will file our charge sheet.
A very important question is the merit.
See, that is beyond the terms of reference actually of the investigation. This is the first day, but it is very clear that she was in love with somebody, but she had to get married to somebody because it was an arranged marriage.
Family didn't know.
Regarding?
Family knew about the affair or not?
No, I don't think so. But yet we'll have to confirm that.
Sir, Sonam in
From the 26th to 8th.
The question still remains.
Yeah.
Before
Probably there was no way out, and she probably must have thought there was no way out, and that's how the planning actually to eliminate him.
Sir, sorry, please.
Interrogation tentang sini Kaba ngila yo hi katukatnya ya kajing sisa ban kini ki sanmut bengila res sedang kajing tokel kila palut Kaba kidon keti ya kani kakam Kaba la Pynïap yo raja Raghuvanshi tangtai Hawaii Sawdong kila paru ba ya kani kila sala nadu na Madhya Pradesh na Indore kadway ski shwabanya tho kani kadi ka but jong u raj kushwaha ubadai u samla jong ka Sonam ban ulapha yala ki perlok nu Vicky Vikash Chauhan alias Vicky Anand Kurmi but Akash Rajput ti yiki perlo ula apha na do khandai trek kila poi Guwahati but kila sa hoi hotel but kila pek ya kanu ka jaka bikin la ban Pynïap yo raja Ndrai ya kata klem urlong namba kibun kibrio ne ka jengai dan kita kejaka makam jengai di hadian kata haba katip no ka Sonam baka kam urlong Guwahati kalau ong yu kurim yang ini adikno station Shillong baca sora but kini ru kila wan boat lang ban kila ya poi sinong dia apa kila poi Shillong shwa kila ya sim de ki baik atli ki baik kila yo semua kita atli ki baik kini syukurim ru kila poi Shillong dia tak baik akami jong arpo artrek kini langut ru kisah aku ka homestay hang ke hanong dia bat kaladon ke jingmu ha tu kami jong arpo artrek pan Pynïap yo raja Andre kaladon ke jinge Kaba Kim dan jaka ban break efamek tie kala pulam na anta bat kila e persyang no hakmat jongka hapdeng jongka molakyat bat ka wi Sawdong kat ba udang lek penje u raja ti ndrei hakata kapor ru ki kami alat ti ka ba khadu kadi hawi Sawdong kini lai ngut ila yorung shaw wi Sawdong falls u raja pada u balai itu yaki sathie u balai long perlok sathie lengba ka Sonam kini kilatip kini kilai ngut kilatip dupa ka plan jungki bat ka Sonam kala ong yu raja begini lech sor shaslong shasora chadauki por biki kendo yakini kilai ngut hakata ka step kini ru ki ong ba ngi ru gin lech shadauki te hangta dan syuk begini lang shadauki ti kiau lang ti hawi Sawdong kini langut kirum no syapo ka parking lot kat ba uraja wa Sonam ki dan Sien ti kumta uraja ule sheneng shrum banjit iki ti hadu kat tat hadu banda lap iki hau wi Sawdong parking lot hangta hawi Sawdong parking lot le yang kai hangta but kita bro langut gila mat yu raja way hadin way ka Sonam kadan hanta hadin kata kini langut ki lara ikamet bala kenting yu nakatuka barikir dan itu syati syariat ti hangta ka ki ksiar jongka kala aino yaki makin ra syati berkepisah dia unjuk kalanya hi maka kawai ke skuti but hadu EV point ha EV point pada EV viewpoint ha EV viewpoint ya ka raincoat ka beat raincoat ka bayong ka bau phangu akash ula kawang no hangtu hajaka hi kamchangai na surok athai kumbasan komitare nang tu padia kata gilasis padang ta kali chong no akash hakawi ka suti but u anan kurmi u ya ilang berki but u di u anan kurmi u bu ya kata ka skuti ha sorarim nang ta kala phang no dakawi ka burkha belai uwi na gitu but hakmat jongka dat mo phlang ka kem no dakawi taksi shashulong banda shulong kala kem no dakawi ka turis sha lokra ISBT banda lokra ISBT ka shon ka bus hadu Siliguri na Siliguri kala shon ka we ka bus pada ki ka we ka bus hadu Patna na Patna shadu ara but ha ara ki da ka we ka train local train sha Lucknow na Lucknow ka kem ka we ka bus pada shadu Indore ha Indore ka koi ar ka arpun ritrik brahmi but hadin bakla mi haki kubor ne haki social media haki news ba way ne ki guide nang thena nong riat ula ui kita ki laingut but hadin kita kelami kita ki laingut kelami keleng-keleng kubor kila deng jing setieng but kalami no nang ta takoi ka kali kala pentek uraj pan pet Siliguri but Siliguri pada kan pau berthai hang ta but kan ai kata kadau ba kala sabat bor kala yo pet nang ta ti nrei ka kaju ka por hi ka pratrik ka Meglai police team atli kini kinhon yo ka Meglai police poishat he but hadin ula syakem akash ayo kubor raj bala syakem haita ki priyo bami tho baki phong civil dress di uraj ula syuang no yaka akajing panic du wang ba sulit no kanu no jaka ong ba pala sya arab abor bat ong bakaden kam ji arab tangom ta ndre ka klem kandan kani ka operation syati hakini ti atli ki jilla tangom ta
Kendo tu sa kami ko, ini baru news.
Patrick
Kita apa ini bukan di skuti mon, kalau macam mana Sawdong. Islam pun saya exact dengan air condition wire.
Kini ki semua nak kita tinggal
Kalau ini nak kita saja.
likely.
Sesuai jika misalnya, jadi bagaimana jika siapa yang raja, jadi kumpah apa kat ni macam, biasa kalau.
Kadi apa yang jom ka R biji tu R kapra minat
Limit kan.
jermit nak pai sini.
Bang dia orang ni bak kampung kalau kucing wan reke dai sini jika baru kucing ayo. Kalau kada gini kita
Kani gajing reki kadai tang te Guwahati. Hendrai ha nabak ka kelam urlong ka kam ha Guwahati ki hap ka Sonam ka hapsna no ka plan shani.
Kamu kita gini jika kepada sikit pajuan first time.
Ami yakani te ki kena semalam tak ni kan Muslim afsan Islam ak pandai Islam kila supaya bagi Google kino ki tourist spot saya bandai kino ibu kamlong klau ni.
Kila juda ini criminal records ini
Ya, betul.
Aduh agak dia boleh. Kamu nak communicate ke Sonam lagi ni way guru.
Ka communicate dengan Bau Raj.
Through the phone.
Ka kontak Raj kontak kini lagi.
Mau bukan orang blog normal call
Ya kita ingin dengan investigate. Ya kata as part of investigation bila bandai waj kuno ka communication pattern kalau tu maka ngalap nang ipi bakal ka communication. Maka ka communicate Raj communicate kini lain.
kan upor pergi sangi empok suara rem tu di park yang seperti.
Supenyang tu sulit tak?
Ya kadal sa manu ba berapa kadal?
Ha?
Ya kadal tu ya kawat manu berapa?
Ya kawat ngatrai kawat kumbau maki ngatrai wei nak gitu. Kas eh? Wei nak gitu tempat petik na.
Itu ketika Pynïap yang gerak nak seperti
Ya.
itu ketika Pynïap. Untuk serak seperti sesuatu.
Oh.
Ketika blood stain.
Katu ke blood stain ni ke bala bit kendo ka steel pula dan kendo ni tu dia ka Sonam hi kala ara itu kendo kala berat syariat.
Lalu Pak try menyelam jenis itu.
Dah ada hangi mentai kadang ni ka interrogation ke kasil bening kong. Lesi kani ka version ru kala ban kala no. Dia ya kani hadian gila tikna ba kala long ha di so tu kani ka di ka ji shisha hi but kani ka di ka fact hi kani ka tangi sale ka di construction. Dia matahi ngadang itu ipi ka version mata sin ka kalong kum tahi. Dia kila pla tang ka ta kawai kala pla walong ta.
Kadang kecil sebab sekit polis.
Am kani ka case yung ki bale kin tukla dong ki. Ya case yung
Rumah gubon mesti confuse juga. Lesi kita Sonam jite.
am kani ka case yung
Kata yang ada kes.
ka kajla yung
Kamu tanya ke mengira
ki tu ki pulit jong ka jong tu ki jela ki laban yarap ni Henry ka jing toket ka di jung ni nauta ka nadu ka arrest nadu ka registration ru ka di jung ni Pencaset bendiru hang ni
ada kedai available.
kumna kani kanongan available
एक मिनट हिंदी में बोल
नहीं I cannot speak Hindi to say